Greetings, goddamn. I appreciate you. Salute to everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Got some little unsettled weather. You know what I mean? Every time you see things unsettled, that means things are going to get better. It's always, I know people don't look at it that way, but it's so true. It's kind of like seeing the storm. You're like, oh, man. So, you give up. You already give it up because you're just like, oh, man, it looks terrible out there. But you're not saying like, okay, well, the opposite of this is better. You know what I mean? And we just continuously just forget that. We forget that concept is very much needed when it comes to the mindset. You know, I was actually listening to this Kalani album, the new one, and the one thing that I do feel it's kind of sad how this world is, right? Like I don't know. Other than YouTube Music and Apple Music, you have to get a subscription to pay for music, right? But you don't have to pay to get on adult film. You don't have to pay to get on Instagram. Like most of the stuff that's bad for you is free. You know what I mean? But then music is just so good. Shout out to Lonnie. Goddamn. Good morning, beautiful. How was Lonnie Baby doing? It's Lonnie Baby, ladies and gentlemen. Lonnie Baby. Goddamn. The real lion is goddamn. Lord have mercy. Good morning, sister. When I say sister, I mean sister. You know what I mean? It's like when a white man says brother. I love that, man. When I say, hey, brother. Anybody non-black that acknowledges me as brother, that's a big deal because they mean that. And they really want to reach out. So people want to reach out, you know what I mean? People want to love people, man. And it's a great thing, you know what I mean? But yes, as far as music, right? So did you ever notice, like, I don't know, is Spotify free? And is Spotify giving the same thing that Apple Music is doing? Because maybe I'm doing something wrong. But I do know that, I just got this this notification. Notification basically was telling me that Kalani's new album. And I'm listening to the album because it was a notification. So I said, let me give it a try. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, all right, cool. She got a little 90s vibe going on, early 2000. I'm digging that. And then she had this song that I was just listening to, right? And the song was called, I can't even preview it because what's the point? You know what I mean? Can't. It's so stupid, man. Copyright is the dumbest shit, man, with the internet. Remember what I tell you, there's going to be a day we're going to be able to just play music because I just think as an artist, if I was I'd be like, yo, just let them play that shit. We ain't making no money anyway. You know what I mean? So, but basically the song was called, what was the name of this song? I just was playing it, damn. So the song was called, wrong phone. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The song was called Still. I believe it was Still, or was it? Hold on, let me see. No, it was Out of the Window. It was Out of the Window, right? So listen, check it, right? So the one song I do like, there's a few of them. There was a song, You Got It. I'm definitely digging that. Let me just give you a little quick little, like, I do like this song. Because what I like about, you know me, I like melody, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to G. What up, G? I love melody, and Kalani, when I was, doing the models and stuff and shooting them and doing the photography and video, I used to use Kalani to a lot of my music. And why in the hell is it saying JPL charge? This shit is crazy. So Kalani, ironically, is one of, I like her. But I tend to forget about things. That's like a big habit of mine. It's like, that's why I always say I do have a forgiving heart, because to forgive is to forget. right? And I tend to forget things, and I forget things what people made me feel like or things that they did. And then I always go back. I hate that about myself. I'm like, damn. You ever do that? You just like, damn, they got me again. Why do I keep doing that? So this one song, this song here, shit was dope though. This song's crazy. This song is the tone. Okay, no, that's the beginning of it. But let me just play the melody for you, you know what I'm saying? Met in the middle, you know I like melody. I like choruses, right? So listen, watch this. Oh my God. You see where I'm going with that? The song is called You Got It. So I rewinded this shit a million times. I was in the bathroom and it made me feel good. I'm like, so it worked, right? Hold on. This shit is tough. This song is crazy. Good God. But why am I not able to take my Bluetooth off? That's crazy. So hold on. Oh, here you go. It's this chorus. This chorus is just so dope, right? Watch, listen. Can you stick around and hold me down when I can't keep? She's dope. So I just want to give that disclaimer. So, shout out to Ray Dean. What up, baby? Shout out to Ray Dean, man. Salute, goddamn. I think I forgot what Kalani is, right? So I'm like, I've been listening to Kalani for like the last 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like a long time. You know, I think she's super, super dope. I think she's hot. I love her music. I love her sound. I love her. I like Kalani. But I think some things, shout out to Anthony, man. What up, man? I think there's some things that we have to learn how to not talk about or say. There's some things that's not necessary to speak on. And I feel that Kalani one time had to let us know, and as a man, I took it personal. I did because I'm a man. She says, well, you know, the song Folded wasn't written for a man. It has nothing to do with a man. So, you know, I'm not going to do a video and there's going to be a guy in the video because it's for a woman. It's to a woman. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty harsh. And then I was like, it's not the fact that it's harsh. I think it's just turned me off more or less. Like, then you saying that shit to a woman? But then I had to catch myself, right? Because I said, you know, these millennials and, you know, niggas is stupid. You know, Luther Vandross and Freddie Jackson never, ever, ever talked about their sexuality. And they were gay. And all their music was made clearly for lovers. You know what I mean? They didn't give us the impression that it was singing to a man. He never said, this is dedicated to Harold, I love you, we've been together. You know what I mean? There's whole types of theories of them too, especially Luther Vandross, because he passed away and he never admitted that shit. And I feel that when you are gay or homosexual, why be proud of that? You should be proud of a race. You know what I mean? If you proud of your black, and I know black people, it's hard to be proud of our race because there's so much of shit going on, but you be proud of a race. You don't be proud of, your sexuality. I feel as if you think of a woman one-on-one, it's sensual. It's a beautiful thing to look at, you know what I mean? But, you know, the thought that a man is doing what a woman does in a heterosexual relationship in a bedroom, it's disturbing. You know what I mean? And you got to be ultra nasty. Like a woman to be nasty, she still cannot go next to how a man's nasty. A woman can have sex with 7, 8 different men at once, and it's still not going to be as nasty as seeing 2 niggas getting it in. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? So with all due respect, I feel as if, like, what are we glorifying? What are we allowing the group to put on to us where this mode of pride, like the pride of what you do in the bedroom? And that's what I feel like them entertainers, Little Richard, Usher, Freddie Jackson, Luther, I think they're what they do, it should be personal. Diddy, what they do in the bedroom with a man especially, I don't feel that should be put out as pride. I think, you know what I mean? I feel that a heterosexual man and woman, I'm listen, I'm old school. I just don't see the point of that being pride, and you're gonna match that up with your religion and race. That's just crazy to me. So I feel like, if that's about, if there's gonna be like, well, we should have a dick sucking parade, or maybe we should have, a woman to take it up the ass parade. Like, that's all it is. You're glorifying what you do in the bedroom, and that's just a little disgusting. So I just think it's wrong. But anyway, as I'm listening to her album, this one song really threw me off, threw me through the loop, and it was called Out the Window. And Out the Window, basically, she's telling you, I miss you, and I know your mother asks about me, and my mother asks about you. And I'm like, yo, Kalani is singing to a woman. And I just stopped listening to I just stopped listening to it. And I'm just like, if I was her publicist, and I'm pretty sure this publicist had this idea, stop talking about your sexuality. Like, it's nobody's business. You know what I mean? You could lose fans like that. There's certain things in this world that people got to understand, like, especially when it's a sexuality and you telling a man, you're not singing to him and you're singing love music. If it's love music should be for lovers. If y'all gay and lesbians are going to make love to it, then that's your business. But stay away from topics of people's sexuality. Stay away from religion. Stay away from who people vote for. That's what happened to Chili from Left Eye. Right before you go on tour, you become MAGA and that shit gets exposed. Like, people are funny with shit like that, and they have the right to. You shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have mentioned it. You know what I mean? And then Salt jumped in on that little thing, whatever, and they were on the tour. It's like, I'm going to protect my girl. I'm like, you going to protect your MAGA girl? Like, there's a war going out here, man. Leave that shit alone. And, the one thing I just will admit, I'm far from a Republican, and, I don't even know where I'm at right now with that shit, because it's just, they fucking this world up, man. But I will say that the only thing I do like about that clown-ass Trump is the fact that how he is with, y'all niggas is out of control, It's too much. Like, stop it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel gays and lesbians, man, listen, I don't got no problem with them, but I got a problem with them when I feel that they compare, your personal thing to, your what you do in the bedroom, what you do on the couch, what you do in the car. It's disgusting. I feel that shouldn't be put out as something prideful. You know what I mean? I think you should be prideful of, even religion. I don't think you should even be, political things you shouldn't be proud of. You should be proud of your religion. You should be proud of who you are. You should be proud of your race. And I don't feel that. I feel with the album, Kalani has to understand, you can't be one-sided when you're doing R&B. You can't be one-sided when you're doing love music. I feel that as bad as we need music right now to bring us together, and I ain't saying bring us together as a union, bring us together like mentally, bring your mental together. You know what I'm saying? Radine said Luther was a very good composer, producer. Listen, Luther Vandross is what you call a true artist. You know what I mean? But all them singers were from back then. You had to have talent to even have a record. The Michael Jackson movie, people are talking about that, and I just can't do it. You know what I mean? I'll just wait to get there and see that shit for free. I'm not going to a theater to see it. You know what I mean? And I already know it's not going to be as good as the first one, The American Dream, that was for free. You know what I mean? And that was for free. That's when the best things in life were free. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? It's just real. Shout out to Lonnie. Lonnie said, good topic, Nate, with the henpecked good guy from the last stream, cock handler. Yeah, this is something that I really need to really enforce fresh right off the mind. So we're going to really get a real hard topic. And please, and I encourage you to ask questions as well. Well, this has a lot to do with what I'm speaking in terms of the Kalani thing. Sometimes I tend to forget things. So I'm not saying I'm against Kalani, but it was like, with all the singers I listen to, this should not be important. Sometimes showing the world your sexuality and what you're into sometimes is unnecessary. It really is. Keep that shit private because it's privacy. That's why when you do things in the bedroom, you know what I mean, it's supposed to go into the, you know what I mean? You have freedom of speech, nigga, but you just can't be sitting there topping your damn mate outside in public. It's just, that's illegal. You know what I mean? It's not illegal to speak on religion. It's not illegal to speak on, you're proud to be black, and it's not illegal to, say whatever you represent. But other than that, that's what I just feel like y'all got to calm. A lot of the gay community, y'all got to chill, man. You got to control now. Just chill out. Seriously, just you do what you do. You know what I mean? And I feel that people that do what they do are not really proud. They just want everybody else to accept them. I'm like, yeah, but why does it matter what we feel? You know what I mean? Just do what you do. So moving along, that's just my interpretation on it. Again, I forget. And this has a lot to do with what I'm going to talk about now. Do I get over things? I don't get over everything. There's some things I don't get over. But what I tend to do sometimes is, if I'm around a person, I'm like, yo, you ever like not be around a person for a while, family member or whatever, and then y'all like, yo, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. And you're like, you know what, we should, and you do it with them and you have a good time, and you're like, wow, that shit felt good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Andrea. Goddamn, Andrea just got home, literally. Shout out to everybody that's getting home from work or going to work or at work. And it's so crazy, man. Like, you sit there and you like, man, we need to do this more. So this time around, I did something personal with a family member, right? And I didn't want to do it. But the good Lord was telling me, hey, the angels was at least that's the way I took it. One of the angels, God's child, was telling me, yo, bring so-and-so. I'm like, all right, cool. Went back, got so-and-so prepared, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Night went on, had a good night. Then it went into an amazing night and I had a real good time. I said, all right, I'm not going to even speak on this. I'm going to avoid anybody that knows this person just to say, all right, And I chilled and I'm like, all right, cool. A week goes by. Good, no problem, right? So a week and a half coming. We didn't hit the 2 weeks because the 2 weeks would have been this Saturday. So yesterday, this person reminded me why I don't do nothing with them. And this is the thing. Sometimes that's why y'all say, Nate, do you double dip? And sometimes you may go back on things you said this before. I said, well, shit, I'm human, nigga. Shit changes, it updates. It's like the weather. But that's different. There's some shit for me on a personal level. I forget who a person is. I forgot who Kalani was. I'm like, oh, hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's speaking for the LGBT community. Like this is not for men. This is for a woman album. You know what I mean? She's speaking in terms of her girlfriend. She's got her emotions. She's going through breakups. She probably made a whole album on a breakup. All right, cool. It was a good sound, but there's unnecessary shit that should not be known. That was the reminder. The reminder of when I went out with this person. I'm like, I didn't see it. I totally was blinked to. I'm like, yo, what kind of shit do I be on? You ever look at yourself and you be blaming, like, what is it that I did to be like this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same thing that happens when we have friends and family members, and as we get older, we start to realize that men ruin women and women ruin men. And I hate to put it out that way, because if you obviously have not been ruined because you have gotten lucky or blessed to have an amazing partner, great. Now, I know the LGBT community is like, yeah, Nate, that's why we don't, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say right now. Let's listen to this. Just listen to this damn street conversation for a change. When you look at things that we are dealing with, I know I did a live stream the other day about 3 types of men. And we've been touching these topics for a long time. And these are things to be aware, because a lot of times we may not know, because everybody's telling you these 3 types of men. And you have men, especially on social media, black men, they never get it to a resolution. Never. They just don't. I heard that Fat Joe just approached what's the dude from LA that's always doing podcasts? Like, they pulled up on this nigga for something he said. It's up like, come on, nigga, this is not music. Even when y'all was doing that gangster shit in music, it got corny. But once y'all niggas started killing niggas, then it didn't get corny anymore. It got real. I feel that podcast is going to go in the same direction. They're going to start killing each other. You know what I mean? I feel that. Again, reminding, you know what I mean? Just put that out there just to remind yourself. But yesterday's conversation also had a lot to do with today, because yesterday was the woman version. And yesterday's version of the topic had to do with basically women not taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with bum niggas, no good niggas. They ruin you, and then, you know, you blame the family around you for they're not supporting you or not pulling up. Like, no, they're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? You're grown. You know, you want to do what you want to do. That's what grown people do. You know, I don't give a fuck if you're 16 years old. You want to do what you want to do, and you think that you're not going to listen, then go ahead. It never works out well. It never does. You know what I mean? You can't have that attitude and do well. That's just, you know what I mean? People think it's like, oh, it's, you know, invigorating, and I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Yeah, I mean, that, you know, not for long. You know, that you can't do what you want to do how you want to do it, nigga. How you going to go get a job? You know? How you going to live in somebody else's house? How you going to live together with people? How you going to be on the subway? Like, can't do what you want to do, nigga. There's repercussions for that shit. You know, in some cases, very, very harsh punishment. So sometimes we got the wrong concept for what it means. And a lot of things what women have to understand is that, you know, I go by one thing, man. You made your own bed, you sleep in it. Sometimes people tend to understand, they forget that. When you know that there's 3 types of men, you have to attract one. One way or another, there's one main one that you attract. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you got that damn, you know, that henpecked, if you attract henpecked men, you know, you got to take it for what it is. If you attract cock handlers, men that get a lot of pussy, men that are, you know what I mean? And this don't mean, I want to make something clear. Cock handler don't mean a nigga that got money. You could be a bum and be a cock handler. You could really be a fucking bum. Most bum ass niggas are cock handlers. You know what I'm saying? And you could be a cock handler and you rich and famous. You know what I mean? Don't get the two confused now. You know, a henpecked, you know, can he be a bum? He could be a loser. But a henpecked is good for something, because the woman is going to make sure that, you know, she's going to take advantage of that. So a henpecked, believe it or not, is better to have in a household than a fucking cock handler. You know, that henpecked, you know, you tell him to go to the store, you tell him to do whatever the fuck you want to do, and you could go suck the damn mailman's dick, and he'll come back and kiss you right in the mouth. And even if he caught the mailman there, he's not going to do anything. What is he going to do? You know what I mean? The cock handler comes in all different ways. He could be jealous. He could be dangerous. He could be all types of shit. But that henpecked, he's made for women. The henpecked is a coward. You know, so I want to be clear of that. So now you got the real man. I mean, come on now. In the black community, most black men don't know real men. So they ain't just an issue with us. It's a big issue with us. We don't have friends. We don't got no real niggas. Most niggas is all fucked up. You know, and as they get older, it gets worse. A lot of black men, you'll see. As you get older, you're going to see a lot of these old niggas, man, they no good. They're going to make you feel like shit. You're going to be running from them. You know, you're going to be running from that old toad, I tell you, because his misery, listen, nobody's misery is good. Misery is never good. Misery is misery. You know, old women get miserable, old men get miserable, but the old man is miserable. He's the one supposed to keep you up and lift you up. OGs are so deep on trying to be young G's, they not really lifting brothers up and say, nah, that shit is whack, nigga. Don't do that. That's corny. You can see it now. You can see the emotionals in the people like the Jay-Z's and all these people that lead the pack of a certain age group, and they ain't representing, they ain't telling niggas, nah, that shit is corny. They sitting there picking the people they want to talk to, and they doing the same thing, and they on here, you know, pandering with their feelings, and that's never good. But what does happen is these three levels of men is something important for you to think about, because there's only 2 types of men that break up families. And that cock handler and that fucking good guy. They break up families, you know what I mean? Because the good guy's going to allow them to break up families, and the henpecked, the henpecked / good guy, he allows the family to be broken and tear it apart because he's weak. Okay? You know, when if your son is a henpecked or a good guy, you got to do what some of these foreign goddamn families do, man. You better go find him something. It's like getting two dogs and let them mate. You better make sure you go get that good neighbor because, you know, he got a good daughter. Make sure that they start playing together. Because God forbid that motherfucker get the sniffers, some damn slut pussy, he is done. He's going to marry her. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all have brothers and male friends and they got this controlling bitch, and you know what I'm saying? It's his fault because he's existing, but it's she's the one doing that. She controls him. You understand? Now the thing is with the cock handler, he can't be controlled. You know what I mean? He's reckless, but he can't be controlled. You know what I mean? He could be controlled to a degree, but you know what I mean? He can't be controlled to the way of a henpeck. He can have henpeck ways, but if his alternative is another woman, he can never be controlled. Because that's the alternative that a man has, if you know what I mean? You know? Niggas ain't like you. It's not like a woman where it's like, oh, you got to push a woman to go cheat on a man because he ain't treating me good. Nah, when we stress, we just gonna go get some pussy. That's it. That eliminated every fucking thing. Good ass pussy, goddamn it, thank you, baby. You know? That's why they say, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. You're supposed to thank her. A lot of you brothers that probably say, Nate, I never thought of that, man. I thought that was corny. No, nigga, you're supposed to say thank you. And she said, a woman's supposed to say, thank you for what? Thank you. Don't tell her for what. Just walk away. Okay? Just thank you. Because she's never going to understand that. But another man's going to be like, God damn it, nigga, I know what you meant. You know what I mean? Just tell her thank you. Say, thank you. All right? You fucking that prostitute, you paid her, tell her thank you. Thank you for your services. You have to. You know, the feeling of that beautiful vagina is the most amazing. Listen, I don't do drugs, but I have been told that a lot of people that were strung out on drugs, they told me drugs were better than that. They always compare it to that vagina hole or a nut. You know what I mean? So with all this being said, we have family members and friends, and as we get older, we're supposed to grow stronger together. In a perfect world, in a normal world, we're not dealing with normal people anymore. Let me say that again. We are not dealing with normal people. So when you put your foot out there, you put your heart out there, just remember, people are no longer normal anymore. You have some real psychotic, sick motherfuckers out here. So you got to be very mindful of that. Sick. And they're walking around with no medication, no treatment, no nothing. So you got to be very, very mindful of that. So what happens is this. Women keep saying there's still good men out here. And then it goes through this thing with a black woman. Oh, she doesn't want a good man. I think there was something going on with Steve Harvey's daughter where she dropped that black dude because he said he was too nice. Right. You're right. You don't want that black woman. You do not. Number one, you're going to be very unhappy. You're going to be bored. And he's going to turn you off. Well, Nick, why would you be turned off with the Kalani album? I just am. It turned me off. She turned me off. This is so true. Mental health shot all the way up like 15, 16 years ago. Yes, it did. Because you got to think about it right now. We have too many different things. I was just setting up my meta glasses, and I'm just like, damn. Like, now you got to teach the woman when a nigga's talking to you, concentrate on the light on his face of that fucking camera. Now you got to tell the woman now, all those Ray-Bans, all those meta glasses, all of these things have to be on point. You got to be on point because you don't know who got what. I was walking around with fake looking Meta glasses for years because I've been wearing glasses. I've been wearing glasses since the 4th grade. So, but now, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's cool. It's just another way to, you know what I mean? You got to be on point. What's happening now is that in defense of black women, in defense, and I know the world drags you, oh, you want that thug, you want that dirty motherfucker. I mean, yeah, that's true. But nobody could wrap their minds around why are black women not attracted to nice guys? And no woman is. They're not. Generally. When I say no woman, I'm speaking in terms of all races, okay? All right? Nice guys, that's why they say nice guys finish last. Women want everything else, but they don't want that. So when a black woman doesn't want it, because believe me, white women are relentless with that shit, okay? If I go to a customer's house and I see a motherfucking real dude, he got his bitch in check. They've been together for years. That's a solid relationship. But the good guy, come on now. She's never happy with him. You have to be attracted to a man if you're going to be with him. The problem is, as a black woman, the real man's always going to be attractive. But the sad part about it, there's not a lot of them around. There's a lot of real men that's white. There's a lot of real men that's Asian. There's a lot of real men that's Indian. You know what I mean? A lot of the black men, ain't too many real men. That's a dying breed. So now the woman is either going to have to be with the cock handler or the nice guy. You know, can you reform a cock handler? Again, it's a lot of different variables with him. But that fucking good guy, man, it's going to be tough to love him, man. It's going to be painful. And then, well, Nate, what is the reason why? Well, on a deeper reason, it's because you're feeling something that is turning you off. You know what I'm saying? He's not what you call a masculine man. And you as a black woman is the strongest woman on the earth. It never coincides with you ever. It's never going to work. It's always going to be something missing because he's nice. He's not in control. Okay? So when you control a man as a woman, he's a coward. If you could tell a man and eliminate him from his family or friends because you don't like them, and he does it, how do you respect a man like that? So in defense, a lot of black women don't even realize that these men, only men that's dragging you that y'all stupid and don't know whatever's going on is the good guy. He's the only one trashing you. All those guys on the internet that's making these streams and not understanding how black women are, they on these 24-hour streams with a group of people, those are all good guys. Okay? All right? All of them. Well, then, what is a good guy? They got a job? No, a good guy doesn't have a job. It's not the fact that he got a job. A good guy is he's controlled. And in his past, he's been controlled from multiple women, even if most of them were whores. So you got to think about it like this. If you are a controlling woman, if you're a nasty whore and you love sleeping with multiple men, shout out to MS. You're going to be attracted to what's attracted to you. Good guys are not attracted to ladies. They're attracted to whores. I'll give you a good example. Let me give you a great example of a good guy. Let me tell you what. Let me just show you a good guy. I want you to understand what a good guy looks like, right? I want you to understand what a whore looks like. And I want you to understand why they are two peas in a pod. They work for each other. Now, you tell me here, when you look at the picture of this man, right? And you know that this man is, you know who he is, right? Okay, this is a good guy, right? Okay, that's Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson loves his mama. I always love my mama. Great trait. Now remember, a cock handler could love his mama. You know what I mean? A good guy could love his mama. And not most importantly, a real man always loves his mother. A mama's boy is not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when the mother controls him to the point where you have no say-so. That's a problem. But a man that loves his mama is different. It's a big difference between a mama's boy and a man he's dedicated to his mother. It's a big fucking difference. Okay? Anthony Anderson is kind of both. But let's just say, for a lack of words, I've never seen his father, but I know him and his mother have an amazing relationship, right? Okay. The thing is with the nice guy, the only person that could eliminate that relationship is the woman. Okay? If this woman here tells Anthony, your mother gotta go, okay, he's gonna fucking do it. Okay? He don't care how many dicks that Raj, the more dicks in her mouth, the merrier. That doesn't turn him off, that turns him on. Because in his mind, he believes, well, he's never gonna get nothing like this. So he'll do anything for her. He wants to be the cock handler. He wants to be the real man. He'll never be that. He's a good guy. So when y'all look at this relationship, while it looks awkward, no, it's actually not awkward. They're made for each other. Because the only person that could take him away is another Roxy. And as long as she controls him, he won't even be able to sniff another Roxy. He won't be accessible to her. Roxy's one of the biggest whores in the industry. But only thing that's tearing her ass up is real niggas and cock handlers. Same thing with Amber Rose and all them hoes. Real niggas and cock handlers. The thing is, they don't want to settle for the good guy because they're not going to really be happy with him. But Roxy said, well, shit. As a Hispanic woman, I can't be single for long. Hispanic woman cannot be single because it's going to show something bad. You see a black woman single, it could be excused. Not a Latin woman, not at a certain age. That means something's wrong with her. Okay? I know 3 niggas now that fucked Roxy. Personally. And one of them ain't even a celebrity. One of them is a half celebrity, one of them is a big celebrity. These are niggas I know well. Okay? All right, Roxy's a slut. Big time. She sucks dick in the camera, looks over the camera. She's disgusting. Okay, now if I know this, okay, I'm telling you, I got the video on my phone. Literally. You know WhatsApp. You know how WhatsApp is. You send a video, it's there forever. Especially if you said it that way. Trust me on this. I would never put this out. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, this is what happens. She knows it because that's why she did it. Okay? Okay, so you got to understand. You got to understand the level of the good guy. The good guy doesn't care. He doesn't care about that. Okay? If Roxy approves his mother, then the mother will stay. But if Roxy tells him the mother gotta go, it's either me or her, he gonna be like, all right, well, mama, goodbye. See, the real man, number one, she'll never say that to him. And the cock handler, he'll spit in her face and then make a dirty movie with her. Because she loves it. See, the cock handler, he gonna make love to her. I mean, excuse me. The henpecked male, he's gonna make love to her. The cock handler ain't gonna make love to her. She wants him to make love to her. The only man that's gonna make true love to this woman is gonna be the good guy. Now, mind you, you're a black woman. You like what you like. You want what you want. We get it. But just remember, on average, the average black woman ain't fucking with him. He got a fucked up body. He got all types of health issues, big old fucking head on an Ozempic body. He probably got to take all types of drugs to get an erection. You're not going to want that, even though he's rich as hell. Because you may just be a lady. You may be a strong lady. You may not be a controlling lady because you want somebody to control. You want somebody to control you, respectfully. No, black women do not want to control no man. That's a turnoff. It just is. Now, mind you, his character that he played in Black-ish, he didn't play a him. He played a real man in Black-ish. He was the leader of the party. He ran his family. His wife, you know what I mean? When she was going to leave him, he was like, all right, tough cookies. You know what I mean? He was a man. He played a great character. It's like Nia Long. Nia Long plays excellent characters as a woman. But on the outside, she's a fucking damn thirst trap. Right. Exactly, Jay. Good guy doesn't have a backbone. He's not assertive. You never wife nothing like Roxy. Now, mind you, if I'm pounding Roxy, you think about what kind of male am I? If y'all see me marry something like that and left my wife, you like, damn, that nigga Nate's a phony. That nigga wanted married a whore. I'm disappointed. Because that means I'm a fucking good guy all along. I was nothing but a henpecked. I would never wife nothing like that. Oh, fuck it. I'm not going to lie about that. I don't care if Anthony's with her. I prefer to fuck a woman when she got a boyfriend anyway. I love it. You understand? So in this case, you look at this fool. Look at him. Look at him. Just take a look at these two, man. Look at that. That's not her type. That's not her type. That's not her type. She's attracted to what's attracted to her. And Roxy attracts all three. See, whores, the thing is, I know a lot of women like, well, damn, that's why some of us want to be a little hoary. They attract all three. But attract at what cost? A real man ain't trying to wife Roxy. A cock handler, he's not able to be loyal enough to wife her. But she's going to be stimulated by cock handlers and real men. Okay? She'll settle for the good guy because she could control him. Okay? He said Forrest Whitaker's character in The Rage of Harlem is a good guy. Yeah, that was a good guy. But this is even more stronger. Listen to this one. Anthony said, what about Russell Wilson and Ciara? Russell Wilson's a fucking good guy. Ciara's a slut. She controls that relationship. Ciara fucks with hood niggas. Ciara deals with men that are dominant. Real niggas. Street niggas. Drug dealers. Hard niggas. She like hard Atlantic street niggas. That's her thing. She's a hood bitch. So hood bitches is either going to be with a strong, dominating nigga, or they going to be with a nigga they can control. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson's a good-looking dude. He's a nice-looking dude. He's easy on the eye. But at the end of the day, she wears the shoes in that fucking relationship. No real man. You can't even see Beyonce running around anymore. Because Jay-Z is different. He's like a motherfucking goddamn a jail warden. Because Beyonce doesn't even be looking attractive no more. She looks all beat up. She wearing shades. She don't be coming out there with all that tits showing and ass cheeks and nipples on the titties. She don't be showing all that shit anymore. Because Jay-Z ain't going for that shit. Because Jay-Z's controlling. The problem with Jay-Z right now is Jay-Z controls Beyonce. He probably beats her up. Jay-Z controls Beyonce. That's why the sister tried to kick his ass. She ain't been the same. Jay-Z controls that bitch, and he probably keeps on meds. He probably tell her, get out there, goddamn it, fucking do them concerts, 50 concerts a month, do it. He runs her. You see when them kids get older, you're going to hear Joe Jackson's story, how abusive that nigga is. You watch. It's coming. It's a mental thing with them, too. You know what I mean? Because, see, the thing is, Jay-Z ain't a real man. Jay-Z ain't a cock handler. You know what I mean? Jay-Z is not a good guy. Jay-Z's on a whole different planet. Now we're starting to talk about abusive men, pedophiles, rapists. Like, that's a whole different category. He doesn't even fit in it. Well, Nick, which one would he fit into? If he had to fit into it, he's gonna be a cock handler. If you had to squeeze Jay-Z in a category, cock handler, no doubt about it. But the fact that he was that now, he knows what he was, so he know the deal. He's going to eliminate anybody that dealt with her, you know what I mean? Shout out to Chris. MS said, are successful women with certain careers in society prone to gigolos? Yes. Absolutely. For example, you know what I mean? There's certain women that's prone to that. Shout out to Kara. There's certain women prone to that. Just remember, Meg Thee Stallion thought Clay was a good guy. A lot of niggas thought that. I said, no, he not. You can't be no good guy. That nigga was far from a good guy, because how did he get her? Most niggas don't want her. So Kara, that's Kara. Meg Thee Stallion would pay her way. Meg Thee Stallion will pay a nigga to love her. Because she's not on a man's radar that she likes. Same thing like Ciara. Ciara was into what she was into, but Meg Thee Stallion, a lot of dudes ain't into her because she looks like a man. Respectfully, she does. She's like what Ciara was in early 2000. So Ciara may be in the niggas that's in the woman that's like Roxy. That's the problem. Meg is a nice looking woman, but a lot of niggas ain't into her. Trust me when I tell you that. They're not. That's why she does so much to look appealing. So when she does catch a man, a lot of niggas just have the audacity to say Clay's the good guy. She went and got a good guy. I said she went and got a player. That ain't gonna last. I spoke on that show on a live stream months ago. It's not gonna last. You can't you can't have a cock handling nigga like that and then think he's a nice guy. You know what I mean? That's gonna blow up in your face. Why? Because he look light skinned and look pussy? Nah, that don't mean shit. Okay? Can't go by that. Chris says, is it safe to say good guys dominated by lust and preference? Yes. All Roxy got to do with Anthony Anderson is give him pussy. It's over. He's falling in love. When the cock handler going to be like, he going to the next one. You name the woman, I could tell you what they attract. I could look at a woman and tell what they attract. It's the circumstances. You're going to be single out here when you need a real man and you attract nothing but motherfucking everything you don't want or everything that's not good for you. Of course, you attract cock handlers, you attract good guys, but you need a real man. That's why a lot of black sisters are single. They'll give you all these different answers. That's the real fucking answer. And the problem with a cock handler, he depletes a woman. He breaks her down. And that's average. You know what I'm saying? Or is upbringing influencing his behavior? No, it's not about a behavior. You got to remember, most of these men are raised by their mothers. And even if they did have a father, a lot of fathers are not going to be teaching a son to be no player. No man's going to teach his son to be a player if his son's a good kid, right? Because he's running around with other women. He got to hide it from his wife. He got to hide it from his kids. But if it's in the DNA and the father's a player, then the son will be a player. You feel me? But if the father's a cock handler, remember, the DNA could go either way. They could go through the mother or the father. The mother's side may be pussy. The father's side may be dominant. Every child picks up one thing from each DNA, especially men. Most times when you see a man that's no good and he wasn't raised by his father, because the father was probably a piece of shit. It's in the blood. It don't always have a lot to do with the fact that the father didn't teach him shit. It's in the DNA. Can't do nothing about that. That's why they say like father, like son. And most of the time a man will pick up the traits. But if the father didn't teach his son about the game, and it's in the DNA that the father didn't kind of teach him and aware him of his DNA, that son was going to fold. He's going to turn to be a good guy. He's going to fall for anything. See, a real man don't fall for anything. Good guy falls for any fucking thing. He don't give a fuck who's in his way. That bitch could be on the block selling. He could see her sucking a customer's dick and wait for her when it's finished and get on his knees and marry her. Okay? I'm surrounded by, because on my wife's side, it's good guys. All of them are shit. You know what I'm saying? On her father's side, now again, on my father's side is players. So if a good guy was a good guy, he slipped in between the crack, because that's from the DNA on my father's side. My mother's side is the good guys. My father's side, all the women, they get trampled on because they attract players. They get all the garbage. You get it? Aunts, all women, all the women over there are going to be, and they're going to be women, and they're going to worship the male because they're looking for love. You know what I'm saying? But a player doesn't teach his daughter properly. That's where they fuck up. Players don't teach their daughters and sons. So an upbringing thing is very deep. Anthony Anderson, have you ever seen Anthony Anderson? Somebody go to Google and tell me Anthony Anderson's father. Look it up. I've never seen him. He does commercials with his mother. He does TV shows with her. That's why he's with this whore. She's in a great position. You know what I mean? She's set. She's set for the rest of her life. She just got to stay with him. Because the thing is, what she got to watch a cock handler. So the only way this relationship is going to finish, somebody got to take her away from him. He'll never leave her. Never. Kara says, I saw right through Clay, and many men support Meg, not recognizing that she's a thirst trap and not a good representation of black women. What do you think, Nate? Am I on board? Yes. Clay is a player. He's a good-looking nigga. So what, 6'8"? Come on now. He's fucking her. So you got to think of it at a level like this. I'm not taking it all away from Anthony. He still got to Roxy's access, right? But I know 3 niggas that got accessible to her too. She's filthy. It's one thing if you topping a nigga and you ain't looking, you looking at a phone. Come on, man. You want to be seen. You know how many of these female celebrities niggas could drag them and make a viral video? I could throw that shit out there and do her dirty. I would never do that. You understand? I don't want to catch lawsuits, shit like that. But you know what I mean? Think about that. So if I seen it, he's seen it. That small circle of women that we talk about in Hollywood, she's part of it. Amber Rose, all of them. Nia Long, Tracy Ellis, they all sluts. Because they fuck with cock handlers. A cock handler, when you single, you fucking cock handlers, you never gonna get nobody like that. Never. So you on board. The thing is, Meg will put the bag out, though. She a trick. See, the thing is about thirst traps are spent on a nigga because they desperate. Roxy will do it too, you know what I mean? But she ain't gonna do it for him. She'll do it for that nigga that broke her fucking heart. Anthony said, what about Maya? We talked about Maya already. Maya's a slut. She's just trying to refine herself. She's trying to do what Roxy doing. She's trying to be a good woman. But come on now, you could look at Maya. All that's good. All that Maya's gonna attract all 3. Ain't no question about that. But Maya falls for that fucking goddamn cock handling man. He's a cock handler. You know how to handle cock. A cock is a chicken. You know what I mean? It's a bird, but a cock handler. That's exactly what it is. A nigga that know how to handle birds. And birds to a man is, that pussy hole. He gets it. He's destructible with it. So that's why Maya went on this 7-year thing of not giving nobody no ass. That's all it is. Keep naming them, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you, just from the looks of that. But Maya is extremely hot. A good guy, forget it. A good guy getting Maya, forget it. He's gonna be loyal. He's not gonna do nothing. But black women want loyalty, but you ain't gonna get no loyalty. You ain't gonna get no loyalty from a man that you're not attracted to. You're not attracted to him. It's gonna annoy you. And then you're gonna fuck a cock handle on the side. That ain't right. What's the point? Nobody wants a coward. If you are a worker and you got a coward on the job that works for you, you're not going to respect him, but you're going to utilize him. He's a tool. It's a great tool to have around the house, but most black women, they just don't like that. Black women can't deal with a man with hips. I'm telling you, man. Black women are tough. They get turned on with a nigga with a girl body. Some women are into that shit, but most sisters, They see that nigga with, look at Memphis Bleak. They showed this video of him on Harlem and he had jeans on. I said, these women are going to be destroying this nigga. Sisters don't like this, a turnoff. Sisters will fuck with a nigga with a bald ass head and deal with that with a baseball cap before they deal with a nigga with hips. Chris says, what about man who deals with multiple women but gives them girlfriend treatment? Is he a player or control? That's a player. You said, was it player or control? No, controlled is Jay-Z. Jay-Z's a controller. He controls. He can't control the kids, but he's gonna be controlling that fucking Beyonce. Because that's the money machine. Without her, he's nobody. He could be the biggest billionaire because he's with her. I would be worth $2 billion if I was with Beyonce. I don't got to do nothing. All I got to do is be her husband. Jay-Z's a billionaire because of Beyonce, period. Dr. Dre was a billionaire because he was fucking that gay-ass nigga or that Jewish nigga from Staten Island. You look it up on Wikipedia. I forgot his name. Not Leo Cohen. Jimmy Iovine. That's why he got rich. Every billionaire is going to tell you how they got rich. It's just, you don't just get rich because you inherited it. Where's the inheritance coming from? If you're a first generational billionaire, you got to give me an answer. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump became a billionaire because his fucking father was rich. You know what I mean? Is he a player? You mentioned in the previous stream, black men don't know how to smash and dash. No, they don't. But he's a player. A player gonna keep it around. You know what I mean? But smash and dash is a rare. You got to think about a hit and run, man. Ain't too many niggas could do that. That's why if a hit and run, you force. If you got a girl that got a boyfriend, girl that got a husband, that's a hit and run. Because you got to, because she's married. You and niggas go in a house, you fuck her, you get out the house and go through the back door. That's a hit and run. That's a real hit and run because you're forced to do that. But if that woman has success because she's single and he got a wife, then that's going to be his side bitch. And then we get a whole bunch of them because once a man gets one, he going to get a whole bunch. See, the good guy, once he starts fucking around, he could, if that woman plays her cards right, she could leave him. But she has to be controlling. Only thing that could take Anthony away is another controller. If Amber Rose came on the scene and he got a taste of Amber Rose's pussy, she could take him away. Because Amber Rose is a controlling bitch. To a nice guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's real. How do I feel about Kimora Lee? Kimora Lee's a, coke-sniffing Asian bitch. She fuck with that Russell Simmons coke sniffing ass, and that nigga loves models. Russell, I ain't gonna lie about it. Russell Simmons got that low key. He probably is into the baddest bitches in the fucking game. I've never seen a man in my life. He has incredible taste. He likes models that got shapes. He ain't into the models that look like breadsticks and shit. I seen Russell Simmons in action. I've been in his house. Pause. None of the funny shit, but I've been in Russell Simmons' house. I had the luxury of being in that nigga's house on multiple occasions. That nigga's bitches are ridiculous, and they all young. If there's any man I have to say in the game, the most impressive man I've ever seen with women in my life, I would have to say the two men and their OGs and Russell Simmons and Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat at his prime, though. We're talking like years ago. But Russell Simmons, more recent years, before them scandals. You seen his daughters, man? Kimora Lee's bad. She's a baddie, you know what I mean? But Kimora is a slut, too. And Russell Simmons is a cock handler. He don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And the sad part about it, he's a horrible father. But Kimora got her head fucked up by it. Believe me when I tell you, if Russell Simmons was a good guy, you know what I mean, Kimora would have been running him. That's why she don't got shit. Because he stopped the money train with everything with her. And now she's just the old bitch running around and a lot of niggas don't want her. So, you know what I mean? A lot of niggas in the industry because a lot of niggas slept with her. She fucks with a lot of niggas, man. Especially black men. Kimora Lee, she has a weakness for black men. Shout out the NBA. She loves them. Let's go to Roxy's page. See what she doing over here. Trust me when I tell you, Chris Brown hit that bitch in the inbox. She gonna tell him I'll be right over there. I'll be right the fuck over. Trust me, somebody in the industry is hitting that shit. See how Anthony's not on there? Look at that. It's not her style, man. You can't look like this and be in a nigga like Anthony Anderson unless it's a nigga could look like Anthony Anderson and if he one of them real men, because, you know, just because a nigga funny looking don't mean he ain't no real nigga. Like I said, he plays the character. But, you know, she's a major thought. This is, you know what I mean? If a nice guy gets a woman that look like this, forget it. It's all over for the family. It's over. She can stop the gravy train. She got the ability to. I got a little cousin that got a girl like that. Okay, Mitch Match. His bitch is ridiculous. Tattooed up, fine Puerto Rican bitch. He's a good guy. How you think that situation is going on? She runs him. Because you got to remember, the good guy without his controller, he's nobody. The only way a good guy can let go of her, she got to leave him. If y'all got family members that your brother's a good guy and, you know, you can't stand his bitch, it's because she runs him. You said Halle Berry? Halle Berry's a whore. Halle Berry fell in love with a couple of niggas that really fucked her head up and she ain't never been right. You want to look at the scene in Monsters Ball, nigga, like, ain't that much acting in the world. Imagine, you got to remember, she got that white blood in her too. Forget it. She likes to get hammered. But she got fucked over a lot. So when women got fucked over, that's why she got that guy she got now. She just got to get the good guy. I mean, not saying that nigga's a slouch. He ain't no broke nigga. Her husband, the guy she about to marry. You know, but she's a good guy. Not to mention, remember, at this point, Halle Berry's crazy. So at that point, even if he's a cock handler, you know, she's a crazy motherfucker. Like, you're just going to have to deal with her craziness. Because you got to remember, once a woman is that age, there's going to be that one or two men that fucking put her over the edge. So that's a lot to deal with. The good guy is the best doormat in the planet. But again, I'm saying, oh, white liver, yes. White liver. Remember, Halle Berry's half white. Once a woman got that drop of that white, man, forget it, man. She has a very disgusting sex drive. And if the nigga she fuck ain't gonna want to stick around. You know, look at Meg Thee Stallion talking about all that wet pussy, her. Think about it, wet ass pussy. Can y'all tell me somebody dropped the names of all three women that was on that track? And let me show you something. Watch this. Who were the three artists on that song, Wet Ass Pussy? Somebody put it in the text for me. Watch this. Roxy, listen to me. These pictures are all for every other nigga that want it. Beyonce can't do that shit. She ain't allowed. She ain't allowed to do that shit unless Jay-Z's in a picture with her. I'm telling you, Roxy, forget it. She from New Orleans, so she got all that damn weird, all them curses with her. She nasty. Roxy is a freak. And men love freaks. All men love a freak. But only the good guy marries her. Never forget that. Only the good guy marries her. The white liver. Yes, Ray D. Hey, what do you think about Sanaa Lathan? Sanaa Lathan, she's part of that age group. She wants what she wants, and she's not going to settle for a good guy. You know what I mean? She's the same disease that most black women got. Black women, I'm telling you, they're going to run over these niggas. They run over them. They don't like them. That's why it doesn't last. So he's going to know every time he talks. Sanaa Lathan likes a big, nice, handsome man, and all them niggas like fucking these damn Latin bitches. She's older now, want to settle down. But now she's dealing with the complexity of dealing with the madness. Every woman wants the real man. Every woman deserves the real man, right? If you think about it. But you got the good guy telling you, oh, they don't deserve her. Don't listen to him. The good guy that been hurt, don't listen to him. Every woman deserves a real man because that's what's going to straighten her out. You need that. Can't say this. It's like you need food, nigga. You need food and water. You can't just survive off of drinking soda and candy for the rest of your life. MS says, was there less controlling women in the past than there are now? Yes. It's worse now because now the whole culture is big. And whores need love too, you know what I mean? And a whore, if she's moving around like that, and to kill the embarrassment, she's going to have to settle for a good guy. Roxy looks good right now. She got a man, you know what I'm saying? Right now, she's still a thirst trap, but it would look worse if she was single. How old is she? So, okay, y'all taking a minute for the wet-ass pussy, the dub WAP. It's called WAP. That's the name of the song. So I'm going to tell you who was on the track. All right. Okay, so there's a song. Hold on, there's a song called Wet Ass Pussy, and it's Cardi B featuring Meg Thee Stallion. Right. Now, that was supposed to be the rebuttal because they were supposed to be getting back at Nicki Minaj working with, Ice Spice, because they don't get along. Let me blow your mind. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion made this song called Wet Ass Pussy. One guy, we already know Cardi B's fake. That pussy's garbage. She probably give amazing head, but Dominican's pussies most of the time is whack anyway. But now you got BBL pussy, and BBL pussy's terrible. That's why a lot of women are taking that shit out because they know it makes their pussy bad. You know what I mean? If you got bad pussy and you go get a BBL, it's now you letting the world know because now niggas is fucking you and they getting ashamed and disappointed. The butter's all hard. It came. You know what I mean? It's just girls with bad pussy go get BBLs. Period. So you got one. Then you got Meg Thee Stallion who got mad work done on her. She got work done on her. She got a good work. You know what I'm saying? She ain't get as bad as Cardi B shit, but these bitches got a song called WAP. And look what they dealing with now. See, the thing is, right? When your pussy game is that bad at that level, now the embarrassing factor is then why nobody with you? Now, there's some good guys that would take Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion and wife them instantly, without a doubt, just because of who they are. But they don't want that. They're attracted to them. They're attracted to players. Look at our kids' fathers, man. Angela Bassett, now that's a lady. And you ain't getting next to that. And she got a real man, you could tell. All you got to do is look at Angela Bassett's husband. That's it. End the discussion. That's a real lady right there. That's a very good question for what we're saying because I don't think a lot of people understood that question because it's like we always talk about Samuel Jackson and Denzel Washington. Look at her husband. That's the That's a dying breed of men. We got uncles that was like that. That's a man. That's a real man. You know what I mean? Those are the men you want. You want that's a man. Will a good guy settle with the lady he can't wife up a whore? Yeah, he will. But he gonna cheat on her like a motherfucker because he ain't gonna appreciate her. I had a man that was like that. He's a good guy. He had a real lady. And he fucking destroyed her, man. To this day, she's suffering from that. And they ain't even been together since 2004. But you should look at this bitch now. Ugly bitch. Ugly, nasty, fat white bitch. Ugly, stinks. She smells. You know how white people smell when they fat? Yeah, he's in love with her. You should have seen the lady he had. Dominican, beautiful. She was a nurse practitioner. Makes 6 figures a year. Lives up in North Jersey. She did so bad, she fucking met a damn cock handler, had a baby with the nigga. That shit ain't last, but you know, she got a good son out the deal. She's been traumatized from that relationship because he was a good guy. They were an amazing couple. He just didn't appreciate her because she wasn't a whore. You know, when you see a good guy and a lady, you seeing a real man in a lady. A good guy is never with a lady. Never. Don't let that fool you. Never. I don't give a fuck if it's a neighbor. I would tell you exactly who's who. Okay? A man has to think he wants the woman that's going to wipe his ass. God forbid that nigga can't fucking do it anymore. She would have been the woman that did that. That's a lady would do that. Roxy's going to do that because she knows she's going to get the bag. Same thing like Al Pacino's wife. Like, some people's like, oh, look at the age gap. I mean, hey, it's Al Pacino. Young woman like that, you know she going to appeal to nothing but motherfucking goddamn cock handlers. So an old man like that, he'll worship the ground she walks on. That's another thing too. That's good for women. Old niggas. Even if they like they're about to tap out, them motherfuckers will worship you, man. Like a lady. Like a lady. Yeah, she was like 4 years ago. Yeah. Shout out to Radiant. So, Nate, most of them niggas from the 70s and 80s were cock handlers or real men. Both. The problem is that you remember you had a lot of abuse back then, too. You got to watch that because a lot of them niggas was beating their wives up. All you got to do is look at the people in their 50s and 40s and they'll tell you, listen to Mary J. Blige. A lot of them men back then was beating the shit out of their wives. But then you did have a lot of men, and those were cock handlers, you know, the Ike Turners and shit like that. But then you had the men like James Evans. Those characters were real. If you ever watch Good Times, The Jeffersons, you know what I'm saying? Even Will Smith's show, even fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, those exist. Those existed a lot back then. That was the common thing. Either your father was a cock handler, either if you had your father there, he was either a cock handler or a real man. That's what was prominent back then, 70s and 80s. Even if your mother ruled your father, the father still took care, did the house. You know what I'm saying? So because back then it was just about structure. Now it's about who's gleaming, who's doing what, who's zooming who. You know, remember that song, Who's Zooming Who? You know what I mean? They didn't have women that were doing all this shit and showing their friends. See? They didn't have all that. Roxy's whole clique is nasty. All them bitches are sluts. All of them. Give them a little bit of coke, that's it. See, coke is a big thing with a lot of these whores because it makes them freak off. They take a hit of that shit, man, they ready to fuck the whole goddamn crew. You know how it is with a woman like that? She fucking all these millionaires, she sucking these niggas' dicks and all that. This nigga spanking on her ass. She getting coked up. It's crazy. It's a whole different life in that game, man. So now it happened. Remember, Latin woman wasn't as prominent back then. It was a white woman. You know, white women give you them kids, them light-skinned kids. You know what I'm saying? A nigga still was a coward if he was beating his wife. Don't get it fucked up, but the good guy didn't have that access to whores as much as he does now. Social media fucked that game up. So now he's on date sites. You know what I'm saying? And usually what happens with a woman, when a woman got fucked over and if you ever do your math, if you ever watch a woman, because most of the time, abusive and controlling women, they come from bad relationships. That's why they go get good guys. They was in love with the nigga that they wanted to be with. He didn't want to be with them, or the nigga was beating the shit out of him. One girl I know, she was getting her ass beat for 25 years. The nigga, she was taking care of his 3 kids. Mind you, she got 3 kids from him. She was taking care of his 3 kids from another marriage. She was paying the child support for his 3 children. So on top of that, he wasn't even taking care. Check out this crazy this is. He wasn't even taking care of his 3 kids. She was taking care of all 6. He pimped her so well, she was taking care of his 3 kids from his previous marriage. So she took that pain, and then what's she going to get? You got to get a good guy. Because he's the only one that's going. First and foremost, if your looks are bad, you ain't going to get that cock handler no more. So she has to settle for the good guy. She can't grow out this world. You know, everybody needs love. So she's going to control him. You don't just wake up and be a controlling woman. That comes from trauma. That's why they like that. It's crazy. So that's why a lot of times y'all see people flipping. Anytime you see anybody in your family switching up, it's because of a man or a woman. Trust me. The woman probably flipped off because the nigga fucked her head up, or a nigga in the past fucked it up, or it's the man and the woman did it. That's why families all fucked up now, because it's they mates. You let the wrong mate into the family, that's it, it's over. If you look at that picture right in there, that's what all men, they want that slut. That's what they want, that Latin whore. The only good thing, like I said, the real man, he gonna jump on and jump off of that. You know what I mean? And the cock handler, forget, he get that, he gonna get a whole bunch of women that look like that. So she gotta settle for the good guy. He hit that shit one time, he's in forever. That's it. That's why so many women be thinking like, oh, my pussy's gonna work. No. You got to get that good guy. See, the thing is, if Cardi B went and got somebody like motherfucking goddamn Anthony Anderson, she'd still be married. They just attracted the jocks. It doesn't work. You can't do that with them. A cock handler is never going to stick around. Never. Never. Lonnie says, if most men have no father today, and they're more cock handlers or good guys. Both. As a result of no fathers today, there's more cock handlers now. Cause now niggas is, you know what I mean? Now niggas are inspired by the people of the lifestyle, right? This is such a great question, because this is exactly this is what's available to the black women. Cock handlers and good guys. That's why y'all single. The cock handler is going to attract you. The cock handler is the man you wish could be the real man. The cock handler may even be mistaken for a real man at times, but you are not going to want a good guy. I promise you that, especially if you're black. The white woman don't want that. She has to settle for it. Nobody wants a good guy. You settle for the good guy. So the fact that a man doesn't have a father, you know what I mean? He's going to run reckless. He's either going to go left to the right. And you know what I mean? He's not going to go straight. Cock handler's going to the left. The good guy's going to the right. The real man, you know what I mean? He's going straight. And the father's job is, the father's line is to keep his kids in a straight path. That's why a lot of these kids are going left and right. So by the time y'all that's why a lot of your daughters going to school 12 years old, and then the cock handler is 13 or 15. What does he got to offer? He doesn't have a father. A father's supposed to guide their children whether the DNA is toxic or not. If the DNA is good, he's supposed to maintain it. If the DNA is bad, he definitely supposed to maintain drugs, alcohol running your family. He got to be on that. Some people are nice. Some niggas know how to raise their kids and do all that shit, and their kids be different. My father did alcohol and mad weed and shit all them years, but I never got into that like that. He was an alcoholic. I was never an alcoholic. Because they were teaching me not to be that, even though they were doing it. Some parents are good with that. Chris said, is it possible for an abused woman to heal and meet a real one? No, never. Once she's abused, she's finished. Abused? Nah. Not a real one. Listen, healing to a traumatized woman, that's something personally a woman would have to tell you. But in most cases, from what I've seen, I've never seen a woman heal from that. To this day, they'll be traumatized. The niggas been dead in the coffin years ago and they still fucked up. I've seen it. But you can't be an abused woman and meet a real man. No, that'll never happen. Because what's going to happen, she's abused now. So it's like, what, she can't control him. So she's going to be cuckoo. And you know what I mean? He ain't going to go for that. Real niggas don't deal with that crazy shit. I'll tell you that right now. It's not that they scared him. They just not going to fuck with it. You know, so the abused woman is best for her to meet the good guy. He'll be subservient to her. You know what I mean? It's not an awful thing from my perspective, but again, that's what they're not attracted to him. You know, that Latin bitch, she'll take him. You got to think about it. If a woman's getting off the plantation of whores and she's selling all this pussy and now she wants to change her life and she meets a pastor that's a minister because he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to see her with no real man that has respect and, you know what I mean, integrity. Nah, she'll never, and he knows about that? Nah. He won't fuck with that because it's going to turn him off anyway. So that was a secret that she hid. She got to be really good with that. You know what I mean? Because most of the time, most real men could pick that up whether she hid it or not. So she got to be nice. I ain't saying it's impossible, but I haven't seen it. Nate, are there any real man celebrities at all? As far as representatives, representatives on a personal level, I can't. Let's just go with representatives. If you want to see the type of real men, Courtney B. Vance is a real man. That's a real man. He got real men written all over him. So if he wasn't a real man, and I turned all along, I found out he was a low-key gay nigga. Well, he must be a low-key gay nigga because he didn't give that off. So I'm just saying, from the image and what I feel when I see him, yeah, that's a real man. There's a few of them. Courtney B. Vance is probably one of the realest ones, though. Because look at his wife. You could tell a lot about a man by the woman he married. Never forget that. Write that down. You could tell a lot about a man from the woman he married. And I'm not saying necessarily he controls her. I'm saying that he is the man in the relationship and she is the woman. Okay? And that's a fly motherfucker right there. Okay? Courtney B. Vance. Ain't even nothing right to write home to. He ain't a bad looking brother, but that's a man's man. It's a man. And it's very rare. You got goofy niggas like Michael Jordan, Eddie Murphy. All them niggas are goofballs. Martin Lawrence, goofy. All of them motherfuckers. Queens, down low niggas. You know what I mean? But they're the ones that got the impression. All of them niggas are whack. Michael B. Jordan, he got to be careful, you know what I mean? Because he's a good guy. He got to be real careful. And he's a good-looking good guy, which is fucking, you know, that's worse. Because now he got the looks, but he don't got the zest. He got some cock handling in him, clearly, because he's good-looking, you know what I mean? But he got to be careful, because he ain't no real man. You got to watch that shit. You know, so no, this terrible Deion Sanders, terrible representation. You know, it's a creep. So we got too much influence on the men, and that's why the women are not getting, a lot of women are not being stimulated, and their needs are not getting met because they're telling the woman to be strong, but who's telling her that? You know, is it her father or mother or her uncle that's passed away? Is it her faith? Is it this industry? Who's giving that message? It's very important for where the woman's getting their messages from. You know, you got Trick Daddy, he's an influence. If Trick Daddy says all 50-year-old women are shit, he's going to have the internet buzzing. It's going to go viral. That's just showing you, even a fucking monster like that, a fucking hideous monster, one of the ugliest niggas in the game, he has influence. He ain't no good guy either. Tell you that for sure. That nigga's a cock handler. That's why he talking the way he talk. And that's why women are believing him, because they're like, it must be the truth. He ain't no real man, because a real man wouldn't even be talking like that. Real shit. Hold on 1 second, yo. Yeah, sorry about that. Lonnie says, men who got cheated on, are they good guys or cock handlers? That's a good question. That is a great question. It depends. A real man could get cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, we can't, we're not perfect, right? So you can't really determine what a woman does. You know what I mean? That's just, it's an observation. These are all observations, right? But in most cases, what I will say is that good guys get cheated on all the time. You know, because they're good guys. Like, nobody wants them. So they get cheated off. Society cheats on them. You know, that's, we know that, but they have a platform now. They have social media. And they're very powerful. Good guys are just as powerful as cock handlers. On social media. Real men, nah, he don't have a platform. Look at me. Good guys run the social media. Then the cock handlers. So I say this to say, when a good guy gets cheated on, he gonna blame all women, especially if you black. He don't blame that Latin whore, but he'll blame the fucking black bitch. He'll be, oh, fuck black bitches. Because one black woman fucked him over. He could get fucked over from a Latin woman and say fuck black women. Right? Because good guys always get cheated on because they're good and they want the world to approve them. You know what I'm saying? A cock handler could get cheated on too. A woman could just be tired of his shit. You know? He don't want to settle down. He's not giving them what she needs. Yeah, they'll get it. I got cheated on. The only difference is the good guy, you know what I mean? He never repairs from that. Never. He never gets over that. But he'll go get another whore. You know what I mean? The lady he gonna treat like shit, and then he gonna go get it, but he'll be subservient to that fucking whore. It's crazy. Brady says the way he handles it is dependent on his character. The way who handles it, I'm sorry, I missed something. I don't want to comment on something. Say it again, Radine, what you said? Oh, I guess you were going to when you were saying, so Nate, most of them niggas from the 70s were cock handlers. Yeah, man, that was the time. Clubs, dancing, people were raising 15 kids and shit and still going out to clubs and shit. It's different. Now you got one kid and ain't no clubs to go to. It's hard to be a cock handler now, though. It's hard. Ain't too many niggas got that privilege. That's a privilege. A lot of niggas don't got that privilege. You know, but it's easy to be a good guy. They're all over the fucking place. So there's good guys go to fucking all the different countries. They go to Colombia and buy pussy all the time. Those are good guys. If you go into Colombia or a foreign country in 2026, you're a good guy. If you were going out to the Colombia in 2005, you know what I mean? You were just a man having a good time. Big difference. Time means everything, man. Oh, you said the guy that got cheated on. You said the way he handles it depends on his character. Well, that's the character. The character, is he a cock handler? Is he a good guy or is he a real man? You know, the good guy can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? The real man won't handle it. You feel what I'm saying? So let me break it down, right? So the good guy can't handle it, but what else is he gonna do? You could cheat on a good guy as a slut, as a controlling woman, and he'll stay there. He'll upgrade you. The real man ain't gonna do that because he can't handle it. Feel me? No man can handle getting cheated on, but the real man, nah, you're finished. You'll never get that opportunity again. You cheat on a real man, you better make sure you got 3 other real niggas in line. Good luck on that. You lose a real man, you'll never get that again, ever. You're gonna be fucking cock handlers and good guys. And how many times you be like, I got mad niggas they got good businesses. They'll marry me right now. Yeah, she's talking about cock handlers and good guys. She ain't gonna scoop that real man. Number one, he's probably not even available. You ain't gonna see a guy like Courtney B. Vance in his fucking 50s, 60s single. You see a nigga in his 50s, 60s single, it's because either his wife died or he a good guy. He ain't gonna be no real man at that age, not linked up. It's impossible. You ain't gonna see no Samuel Jackson type of man living by himself and shit. And if he do, he gonna be miserable. And they gonna have his wife and he gonna be chilling. Those niggas are indestructible. The thing is with a black woman, no matter what she does, that's the only thing that's gonna keep her quiet as a real man. Even if she's a crazy bitch, he the only one gonna check her. But the problem is we look at a woman like this in this photo like, God damn, look at Roxy. Oh, look at her body. Then you go to Pornhub and look at a woman that looks like her. And before you know it, that's what you want. You look at your own black woman, it's disgusting because you're going to look at her as the true beauty. And it's all false. So being a good guy is actually kind of like unfortunately, man, it's a mental disorder. They don't give a fuck. I'm telling you. If your son is a good guy and God forbid he falls in love with a tattoo slut, okay, you don't get along with that woman, oh, forget it. Your son's going to show his ass. You watch. He will. He'll put her for. I know a good guy, classic story. I know a good guy that kicked his mother out of her own house. I swear to God. It's fucked up. 2007, man. I'm personally, because it was my man's mother. We ain't friends anymore, but we went through a lot with that, man. It never was right, man. But let me tell you what he did. His mom's, she set him up, put him in a nice crib, gave him a good life for a lack of it because the father was a heroin addict. White boys' mothers, fathers, and mothers did a lot of heroin back in the 70s and 80s, right? And 90s, right? So he was a heroin addict. So he was out of his life. So I just want to give that disclaimer. So boom, the mother went down to Florida with this young dude. It was like, all right, yo, do you? You know, remember, there's two ways this could go. Real man gonna be like, all right, it's on and popping. You know, he's a good guy, so he's gonna take that as, you know, the mother deserted him. So now you got to watch that now. So now he got, you know, deserting. What's the other thing? What's the other word for deserting? Abandonment. So he got abandonment issues. So he was alone, missing his mama. He's in the house by himself. He goes get this Indian slut. No, he goes gets this woman, right? He leaves this Indian girl. He leaves the lady. He goes gets this Dominican slut, right? She knocks his socks off. True story. Knocks his socks off. Oh, my God. Young, too. Because when he was fucking her, when he met her, she was underage because he was a teacher. You know. He says he left, but they fired him. They fired him with no prejudice, meaning like, all right, nigga, you got to get the fuck out of here before you go to jail. I found this part out. I didn't know she was that much underage, but Dominicans are like that. Like, you know what I mean? They'll fuck an old-ass white man in a minute. Anyway, now, Mike, this is going back like 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. So apparently he met her as a student. That's what I heard how she met her. That's how she came into play. But anyway, fast forward, he moves her in, right? The mother's out of there. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not abandoned no more. I got me a woman. She cheats. She goes through a thing. She's attracted to a jock. She goes and meets a jock. She fucks the nigga. Now she wants to leave. So she leaves the nigga. The nigga calls me to the crib, yo, come help me out. Cause she's leaving. She don't want no, you know, the dude came to the fucking crib. Dropped her off, you know, to pick her up. She had to get her stuff. He was just, he wasn't on no rah-rah shit. He just wanted me to be there for presents. So she comes there. She took everything, even a fucking dog. She takes the dog. The nigga's crying to me like a little bitch. Crying. See, sometimes it's important to let people know, man, you remember that time when you fucking cried at me, right, pussy? You know, that's why I tell people, women throw things in people's face and men hold it in. Listen, you got to give a motherfucker a reminder, man, because people forget. Anyway, she leaves. She even hugs me because we was good. Nigga try to go with the Indian girl again. That didn't work out. He wasn't happy with her. Moms are still doing her. The nigga got weak. He begs her to come back, please. I pay her college tuition. He gives her a severance package, puts her through fucking John Drea criminal law school in Manhattan. I swear to God. Puts him through the school, promises this. I'm going to buy. He gives her a severance package. She couldn't refuse it because the douchebag she was with, yeah, he was a cock handler, but he wasn't shit. So she leaves him. Moves her back in the crib after she was with the next man, right? The mother breaks up with the young boy in Florida, comes back to New York, to her house. Ladies and gentlemen, she comes back in his house. His bitch is like, oh, you got to get rid of her. We're not going to have two women in this house. I don't like your mother. Get rid of her. Ask me what he did. He got her the fuck out of there. His mother had a broken leg. She was calling me crying. She leaves dirty panties all around this, that, and the third. She was complaining. They'll order food. I'm walking around here with one leg. They won't even help me to the bathroom. They did her dirty. Long story short, she was in no slouch. She ended up moving. Kicks her out of her fucking place. She goes and get her own shit. You know what I mean? They ran into a little lawsuit money. You know, they white niggas. And the rest was history. So his whole fucking foundation was built on his mama. True fucking story. I swear to goodness. True story. And God strike me if I'm lying, I'm flying. I sure ain't got no wings. Fast forward. The nigga's cool with his mother now because, you know, he feels she's going to be dying soon. So he just wait for her to die so he could cash out on the fucking house because he's the only son. But the moral of the story is she got what she wanted. The problem is now she got this big now don't get it fucked up. She's in a good position now. She had a baby from a nigga, beautiful daughter. Daughter's Dominican at the time. You know what she gonna look like when she's 18, 20 years old. His daughter's beautiful. So he gonna have to deal with that black man, which is gonna be, he gonna have to deal with that fucking cock handler, because he couldn't teach her shit. He's white. What the fuck he gonna teach a Dominican / Italian woman about knowing that the father's a pussy? So the nigga's a complete dirtbag. You know? The dude, she ended up getting into this accident at her job, COVID. No, my bad. She was a police sergeant. Because remember, he put her through school to do it. He did that. She gets, you know, she's a Dominican, so she had a regular fucking police officer. She got upgraded mysteriously to a sergeant. We're not going to ask about that. Working in Brooklyn around all these damn black and Dominican and white boys. You know, Dominicans love white boys. So she gets promoted to the sergeant. I don't even know how the fuck that happened. But anyway, so she's a boss. In New York, that's called a boss. You know what I'm saying? She works for NYPD. She's a sergeant. She making motherfucking 6 figures a year. She making more money than him. But remember, he a good guy, but he a smart dude. I'll get to that. So anyway, basically, let me tell you right now what I mean by smart dude. She can't leave him. Because what a woman would do to a man if she tries to leave if a rich man tries to leave a woman, they say it's cheaper to keep her. If she left him and got a divorce, it would cost her a fortune. So she's stuck with him. So anyway, she gets fucked up. NYPD's like, oh, we got to get her out of here. She had COVID and she had long COVID, so she had brain damage. So they're like, no, we got to come take your gun. So they take her service revolver, you know, the NYPD, because God forbid she shoots somebody. They put her under this investigation for a long time. Anyway, the doctor was found out there was brain damage from COVID. Kind of a blessing in disguise, but kind of fucked up way to get money. So anyway, it went on for years. So now they're like, all right, we're going to early retire. Now remember, she's young, so she was like 30-something years old. They retired her like 3 years ago. All this back pay, she had like thousands of dollars. I think almost like $1 million between the case and all that. She had a lot of money. She had so much money that she went back home to DR and bought a house in cash, $400,000. You got money when you fucking buying a house, $400,000 cash, no mortgage on it. And she's a penny saver. So now she takes all these trips around the world just to get away from him, because he don't like going nowhere. She goes to Japan. She goes in. Sometimes she takes the door. She goes everywhere because she's stuck. Because if they get a breakup and they get a divorce, it's a breach of contract. She could end up losing. It'll be in his favor. She'll lose everything. She'll lose the daughter, the house, and he would have to pay her, what's that called? Alimony, some shit like that? Yeah. So don't get it fucked up. Good guys got a little brain in them too if they use it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm telling you, true story. That's just going. They are married right now. She looked me in my face and told me he's miserable. She told me that to my fucking face last summer. So she's, you know what I mean? So she's not happy with him, you know what I mean? And he got a little dick on top of that. I know that personally. You know what I'm saying? Because years ago, white boys are crazy. They shared a videotape of him, you know, having sex with her. This nigga's dick was like 3 inches. So you know she ain't fucking happy. But she has the money. She got all, but she's not happy. And she's not working now. She's just got this early retirement, and it's called a 3/4. So she got mad bread. Plus she get like $10,000, $12,000 a month income. Think about that. Like, he pays the bills and you getting $10,000, $12,000 a month. Like, plus the money you got in the bank, you loaded. I mean, she's doing all right. You think she's at another dude's crack that overseas? Yeah, hell yeah. In the Dominican Republic, she got a boyfriend probably. She definitely got somebody over there because he don't want to have nothing to do with it. He's just a lazy nigga, so that's even better for her. You know what I mean? She got somebody in DR, definitely. You should see this house, though. This fucking house is a fortress. And she ain't even like in DR. Like, she's in a poor area. Like, It's not even a what's that called? A tourist area. It's very, very secluded. But this house is like, she even told me I could stay out there, but I was like, I got to be with you. I ain't trying to go out to that motherfucker and get killed. Because I heard it's like some cartel shit, like her family out there is cartel. Wow, I'm telling you, wild shit. But this house is huge. Sick, still getting built. She be showing me the cameras. She can see the cameras from here. It's crazy. So yeah, man, I'm telling you. But his mother and him, again, I don't know the relationship now, but they all getting along. You know what I mean? And that was one thing when we was friends, because I just was like, yo, you know what I mean? You could do that to your mother. You do that to my mother, I'll blow your fucking head off. He ain't never disrespect me like that, though. So, that, you know what I mean? I had to just kind of understand that this was unfortunate to see, but, you know, that's a real piece of shit right there. And his bitch looked like her. She's beautiful. She looked like Roxy. So don't get it fucked up. It ain't just the damn black dudes. Latin bitches, man, got power, man. Anytime you see a Latin woman married, I promise you, it's either going to be she's with an abusive man or she with a good guy. I promise you that. No real man going to do that, because at the end of the day, he don't have to. He could get a black woman, feel me? But when you see a Latin woman with that damn white husband, he don't give a fuck with the family thing. I'm telling you. So if you have a good guy, you know what I'm saying, you got the ability to make that nigga leave his family or whatever. Because if he a real nigga, you be like, yo, your mother got to go. He be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. How dare you? The thought of you saying that shit. But good guy going to be like, well, bitch, we pack our bags tonight. He's a coward. So my point in the matter is he upgraded her. They had a big house, then they live up in the hill in this affluent neighborhood. He did all that. So the shit that should be for the lady and a good woman, no, hoes get that treatment. Materialistic sluts get that treatment, especially when they got a good guy. I'm telling you, Anthony Anderson's about to give this bitch everything. I don't know if she can have kids though. I don't think Roxy got kids though. Yeah, man. It's the worst thing you ever want to do, man. If you ever have a problem, you got you a good guy, and you better watch that damn pretty bitch on his job. Because if she got the mindset like you, she scoop him, you're done. It's the same thing with pimping. It's pimping, right? Only thing that could take another hoe is another pimp. Back in the day, if it was a pimp that had a chick, it's like, yo, nigga, I'll take your bitch. Your bitch is mine now, and he ain't going to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing in this game. The only one that could take a good guy is another controlling woman. She the only one that can do it. And this is a big thing with especially foreign women. They got that ability. Watch 90 Day Fiance. This ain't no bullshit here. Watch the show. You'll see. No real man's going to put his bitch in front of his mother. I'll tell you that right now. He going to make them get along. But he ain't going to put, y'all don't get along? Fine. But you know what I mean? You disrespect my mother, bitch. You could go. Don't you ever, you know what I mean? Good guy's going to disrespect his mother. You fucking bitch, you whore. See, them white boys is like that. He called as much, I forgot the words. Well, how did he kick out? He told her to get the fuck out. Let's say her name is Michelle. He said, what Michelle wants, these are the famous words, and I quote, what Michelle wants, Michelle gets. He told his own mother that. I remember asking the nigga, I said, man, let me ask you something, man, because you know me, I know all sorts of people from all walks of life. I said, have you seen your mother at a bus stop? This is when he wasn't speaking to her. And she was sitting there at the bus stop in the cold. He said, yeah, he'll drive right by her. He wouldn't do that for his bitch. So, you know what I mean? That's how you got to know what you're dealing with. Now, me as a man, like I said, the benefit, you know, I knew the nigga since we was kids. You know what I mean? He worshiped my mother and father. That was never an issue with my sisters, nothing. This is some shit where, as an eternal thing, you got to know. It's like having a sister that got a bum ass nigga or abusive nigga. It's like they're going to keep going back to them anyway. You can't do nothing about that. You know. Let's go to this good guy's face. Successful brother. Very successful. You know? Successful man right there. But who the fuck want him? No black woman be like, ooh, I want him. Black women are visual too. Black women got that one curse we got. We are men, but women, they love a good looking nigga. And they'll take a ugly motherfucker that got the swag of a man. You know what I mean? Of masculinity, right? And man says, so did he get an allowance out of what she benefited from the job? No. Yeah, she bought him like a Tesla and shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one of the brain of the family. He knows how to manage money. He's really good at that. She's not as good with him. She's not that. She's penny pincher, but he knows how to navigate money for the bills every month. Don't get it fucked up. He spoils the shit out of her, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't no slouch either. He got money too. But she gave that nigga a little something, you know what I mean? Remember, he's with her. So he's entitled to it. See, when you married to somebody, they're entitled to everything you got. That's what people don't understand. And when you break up with them, the law is going to tell you that. They say you do realize if you break up with her and get a divorce, she's still entitled to a lot of your shit. She's not entitled to your retirement, but she could be entitled to your 3/4. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit with that. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, you should see this house. This house here, if it was in New York City, that house would be worth like $5-6 million. I'm telling you. She built that shit from the. They still building it. She's always adding on shit on this. She's gonna get that never-ending pool. If I could get a picture of that shit, I would show you. Wouldn't believe it. The whole inside of that shit looks like a movie in fucking Scarface. She's still unhappy though. Feel me? She's not happy. She's miserable because he's miserable. She's miserable because being with him is miserable. He's a good guy, so they're never happy with him. So in her position is the good guy in a strange way. She rules him because he's nothing without her, but God forbid she leaves him, she's fucked. So he played his shit a little smarter. He knows she doesn't fit the description. He knows she's not attracted to him. She knows it. And he could even take the fact, I don't think he cares about nobody fucking her. I think he mentioned it. He doesn't care. See, good guys don't care about nobody fucking a bitch. He doesn't care. You know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, he would never allow Beyonce to go on a trip to the Bahamas for a week without him. You know what I'm saying? Like, she be going all over the place, Japan, everywhere. Every month she goes somewhere. Every single month, or a week till she's never home. She's probably somewhere now. Every time he's always dropping off at the airport and picking her up. He doesn't give a fuck. You know, he tells her, yeah, you know, I could always get somebody else. And I'm like, now, you know, you told her that, but you know that's not true. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're not a demand like that. You just gonna get another, you know, I ain't want to call his wife a hoe, but he gonna have to get a slut. Who the fuck gonna be with him? That Dominican bitch that get off the plane and says, hey, Poppy, you know, they admire and they worship that white man, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Anthony Anderson, man, great catch. It's a great catch. I like the brother. I do. He loves his mama. He's a straightforward dude, you know, but they don't want that shit. You know, remember, Ciara had a baby from fucking Future, my nigga. Like, that's her type. This nigga Anthony Anderson, look at his Instagram. He's larger than her. This nigga Anthony Anderson is not no slouch nigga. Like, this nigga is like, he's a goofy motherfucker, but it's a good guy. He's got great personality, but women don't be, I've never heard a woman say, he couldn't get it. I never heard that. Look at him. Goofier than a motherfucker, but he's made to be controlled. He's a coward. So a lot of these times, these niggas be like, yo, niggas can be raised by their mothers and still be real niggas. I ain't gonna say every man that's raised by their mother without a father turn out to be a pussy, but it does hold a lot of weight. But if he's a good guy without a father, or the father didn't teach him, forget it. A good guy, he died. You can't be a good guy at 21 and change at 35. Like, You make it to 21 as a good guy, you a good guy for life. It never changes. But he plays a good character, the character on Blackish. So if there's any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. But again, this is just an enlightening thing to know. Like if you're at work and you got the good guy that wants to take you out for dinner and you're like, he's nice, but he don't do it for me, don't do it. You know, they say when they don't settle for a good guy because you're not going to be happy. And you're never going to learn to love him. Just don't do that, because what ends up happening, you're going to be like everybody else that's with a good one. Now, if you happen to fall in love with one, and he's the man in the relationship, well, he's a good man. That's different. You know what I mean? That's a real man. But if you got a good guy, like a fucking wimp, a man that you can control, don't settle for that. I'm telling you right now, you're going to regret that. You know. Just if you don't, either you fuck around with the goddamn cock handling and take a risk, or you just don't fuck nobody at all. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? You got to be careful. You got to get that real Courtney B. Vance type of nigga. And I ain't talking about just the physical, just that type of guy. You know? In a perfect world, Anthony Anderson would be with Tracy Ellis Ross. That would be a great fucking couple, because they show that on TV, but you know, she's still single in real life because she likes a certain type of man. So you got to watch that. You know, so when you say you do not settle, you know, listen, you know, the main thing is don't settle and be just acceptive and receptive to a good guy because he's good. You know, if you happen to fall in love with him, then you're on your own. That's good. You know what I mean? But if you got a good guy and you just settle for him because he was good to you, as crazy as it may sound, don't do that. You're going to always be attracted to another man, you know, because you're not in there. But if you fell in love, you fall in love. That's great. You fall in love with him, nigga, genuinely, then, you know what I mean, you ain't going to be controlling. You're gonna want him to man up. You're going to let him be the man. Like, nigga, you're going to be the fucking man. You're going to make that decision. I love you, you know what I mean? But you don't respect him, you're going to be controlling. It's like that girl that was getting beat up and punched in her face for 25 years. You know, she was paying child support for his other fucking kids. But now she with one of my guys that we used to be cool with, and now she abuses him and eliminates his family and friends. That's the first thing they do. Let me tell you one last story, too, how that shit don't work. If you got a man that eliminates his friends and family for the sake of you because you thought that they don't need to be in your life, I mean, how do you respect a man like that? Because no real man's gonna allow that. That's why you know your man's a pussy. Like, no fucking if your woman comes and tells you as a man she don't like your friends and family, you need to cut this one off, cut that one off, and you listen to her, nigga, the fuck out of here. Like, the fact that she could tell you that. If she don't like a person, she don't like a person. But if she has the ability to have you blocking people out your life, my nigga, come on, that's a henpeck. Ain't no real man going for no fucking bitch doing that. Get the fuck out of here. The fact that she could tell you that is pussy. I got a worker right now. The gay nigga called me. Have you heard from so and so? It's Antoine. He's like, you heard from Antoine because he's not picking up his phone. I'm sorry to bother you. We don't mean to call you. I said, no, it's all right. Said we were trying to call him, but he's not answering his phone. It's going to voicemail. I called him. I said, yo, what happened? He said, no, I ain't fucking with them no more. And guess what? His girl was in the background. Yeah, Corey, because they're bad for him. And I'm like, how the fuck you going to try to get a man from being gay? And this nigga's still fucking niggas on the side. He's still getting head from niggas. You can't change nobody. If your man is a wimp, he's a wimp. If your man's a faggot, he's a faggot. That's it. You can't be a wimp and be a real nigga later. A wimp is a character, nigga. That's you for life. You can't change that shit. You just taking advantage now at that point. Let me repeat it, right? So basically, the gay niggas he was living with that was holding him down when he had nothing and was homeless, he shitted on them because he living with the new bitch. The new bitch is a fiend. You know, she's a dope fiend, but she's a recovering addict. But I get it. I get what she's saying. She feels that they're terrible for him, all the above. Number one, you feel that they're terrible and he's listening to you? Come on, man, that's not a man. So I told him, I'm like, yo, so what you want me to tell you? Just tell him I'll call him, whatever, but I blocked him because I'm tired of him. I'm like, wow. Because of her? Can't respect a man like that, and neither should her. Because, see, she comes from relationships of being abused. She was on drugs. Men had her dragging in the streets. Black men used to knock her up, beat her up, fuck her up, and now she got the weak nigga. She know he good, and now she's going to have him all for herself. And that's just how they do. So be careful, man. Any good guy in your life, be careful, man. Be very careful and be prepared, because that motherfucker will turn his back on you. Be very careful. Good guys run social media and cock handlers, you know what I mean? But study these motherfuckers, study Courtney B. Vance, study motherfucking Angela, and realize that there's never been a scandal. There won't. Because you got a classy lady that's with a real man. That's indestructible. You can't destroy that. You shoot a bullet to his head, his soul's going to be with her forever anyway. That's a God. That's the soul of God. It's not a soul of the devil. You can't destroy that. A devilish soul, you could destroy a devilish soul. It's just nothing but a devil. It ain't shit, but a powerful soul is a godly soul. And right now, Angela's probably the best representation of a lady in the fucking game. Everybody else is shit. You know, don't feel bad for wet ass pussy motherfucking Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, and the pussy wasn't that good. Apparently not. And she's a multi-millionaire. The embarrassment of that shit, that means that it's not even the whole point that the pussy was trash. It clearly didn't do shit. It's just a fucking song. Her and Cardi B got the wackest pussies in the world. That's why niggas stay dipping on them. Got to think about that. Watch The Messenger. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. Class is dismissed. You have a wonderful day, and I love you all. Thank you for everybody participating. Peace.
Oh! Yeah. What's up? Yeah.